Good evening. Thanks for hosting us tonight. My name is Cliff Lazenby. I live with my wife Stephanie and my two teenage daughters in Elwyn Park. I grew up in Milford, New Hampshire, and been coming here for work for about 25 years. I've called it home for about 16 years. I'm running again for City Council this year for the same reason I ran 2 years ago, and the same reason I served for years on the Citywide Neighborhood Committee, and even before that, same reason I served as Vice President on the Dondero PTA. Because a good community needs active civic engagement from people who have a stake in the game. I'm raising a family, and with all the struggles of having a home, just like many of you, I go to work long hours every day to make ends meet, just like many of you. I enjoy our culture, arts, coastline, just like most of you. I know that by cooperating with you, seeking input, discussing and listening, challenging each other with respect and civility, I can help make a difference. I can help provide constructive leadership for a better path forward for Portsmouth. We have a good deal going for us, but there's always plenty that needs improvement. I know that because I hear it from residents. I know it because I experienced that myself. A couple of the major issues I think we have before us that we need to tackle short-term and long-term. Issues of PFAS and water quality are going to affect all of us throughout the country and the world, whether it's at Pease, where we've made progress in getting health monitoring in place with great local activists, Coakley Landfill, where we have much responsibility for others, and even in our own city with healthy water that we have. And then secondly, we need to act regionally. We need to take on big picture issues with cooperation at the state and regional level, like affordable housing, climate change, a rapidly aging population. We can't do it alone. At the state level, we fought for a hotel fee, $2 a night hotel fee that'll make it more affordable to be here. I would be honored with your vote to continue the work of addressing these major challenges. If you give me a shot with your vote, I'll give you everything I got. Thank you.
What is another city that you have traveled to and admire? What policy or practice do they do there that Portsmouth should emulate?
Thank you. A lot of cities with a lot of things I admire. One that comes to mind this summer, I went with my family to Reykjavik in Iceland, and they've got a lot of different ways of doing many things, and one of them is about how they embrace civic engagement, and people in that city are very involved, like almost by habit. And everyone that we met was and spoke with, we talked about different things that they were involved in that in that city, and the spirit, you could feel it when you were there. They were friendly and welcoming. There were things that made you feel good to be there as a visitor, but didn't feel like you were, bothering them as residents. And you could tell that a lot of that is because they were stakeholders and involved in the place they lived very directly with a lot of direct input. So that was very inspiring to me. Thank you. And the issue about prioritizing needs of residents over commercial, I would continue to fight to relieve residential taxpayer burden by building on the momentum and success we had the last 2 years in seeking a $2 a night hotel fee. For years, people talked about a pillow tax and said, oh, it'll never happen. We can't get that through Concord because the state doesn't allow us to do that. But what we did this time around is that we built coalitions locally with the chamber, with our other state legislators and senator, and with towns and cities in other parts of New Hampshire. So it wasn't just Hampton and Portsmouth, but throughout the state. They also feel the pinch of property tax. They also have visitors coming to their town. It's a sensible thing that's done all over the world. We got it to pass the House by building that coalition. I testified in Concord for this, and I will go back, we'll bring the fight, get the Senate to pass it, and put the pressure on the governor to make it law. I would ask the new city manager to think big picture and think about the fact that the city manager is our one constant in leading our city government. With the city council changing every 2 years, we need her leadership to make sure we are thinking about bigger issues and how we can tackle them, not in necessarily small bites, but how are we going to prioritize the arc of major issues that we have to deal with, how she can play that role in the region and the state so that we achieve real success on the bigger challenges we have to face.